Frostpunk 2 has changed everything, starting with this new beautiful main page where we can already see a much more sleek and modern design that gives me more of like an Assassin's Creed vibe. The new story is called Legacy of New London, and we're informed that it takes place 30 years after the first game, with the developers assuming that you actually built surviving cities in the last game and didn't get exiled from your colony like I did. Anyway, we're given a cinematic with more background on what happened after the last game, and we're introduced to this guy, a naked old man in a wheelchair, which symbolizes how all of us looked after waiting for this game to release. Twice. On the bright side, we're finally here and playing the game, with our current task being to fight off the cold. But as much as I hate to admit it, this is where things already got off to a bad start. It's the tutorial, and I got stumped. Sure, I get it. Here's the generator, and you can turn it on. I've played the game before. But right away we're met with a new challenge, frost breaking. My dumbass could not figure this out. I spent literally 10 minutes clicking on things, and I read every single tutorial because I was so confused. In Frostpunk 1 you can just click on the heater and turn it on. But this heater was still buried under ice, and I have never in my life seen this device before, that's for sure. Eventually I put 2 and 2 together and realized that I need to frost break the oil, but when I click on it, nothing happens. So I moved on. I thought maybe it's like Frostpunk, where some supplies are above ground, but some supplies can also be found below ground. So I attempted to build an extraction district, but it seemed to not be working. So after reading some more tutorials, I finally figured it out, and we got to see the beauty that came with this new game. Look at these little machines driving around. Now that I've established myself as an oil tycoon, we can finally turn on the generator and give our people some homes to hide from the cold in. And it only took me 2 months. Got it. Thankfully, I'm basically the master of hexagons at this point, and nothing could stop me from building and expanding even more homes. I was sad to see that the homes are built on hexagons, since Frostpunk had a pretty unique flair for its circular construction which made up your town. But at the same time, since the hexagons enable a 3D world with unique topography, it's worth the loss in my opinion. Luckily, the one thing they haven't changed is that these greedy little bastards are already asking for food. What, shelter wasn't enough? Ugh. Here you go. Are you happy? And of course they're not happy. It wouldn't be Frostpunk without these stressful expectations and timelines. Looks like we need 40,000 food, and based on this message here, we aren't even close to that. Oh, by the way, they also changed how you decrease the manning in buildings, and instead it looks like a little volume bar now, which I accidentally used to turn off my housing. I don't know how that works, but you can just turn it off now. No need to bring in a bulldozer and destroy the house. Just put a guy outside who's like, nah. Okay, focus. We need to thaw out these wheat fields so we can actually use them. We also need to increase our food production by expanding the farm I made earlier. Although, I don't know why the first farm was 3 hexes wide, and this one's only 1 hex, but I'm gonna have to add more. Welcome to the Frostpunk 2 crash course. What's wrong with this picture? Why would this person only be able to place 1 hexagon instead of 3 hexagons here? Jimmy in the back, go ahead. Is it because they should change it back to the way it was in the first game and it's just stupid? Okay, you're literally no help? You in the back, go ahead. Oh, I know. Look at the picture. That's not the right building. Okay, I hate the way that you said that, but yes, the problem with this picture is that I'm a fucking idiot. I thought this was the same as this. Well, it's too late to change it now, and rather than accept my mistakes and tell the townspeople of my errors, I think I'll simply decide to gaslight them. I'll tell them it's their fault and that they should be eating less. Now that's a good idea. One that seemed to work. Mind games were convincing people that food wasn't the issue. However, they wanted me to focus on another issue. Materials. Right. I'll get on that as soon as I figure out what that means. Okay, so apparently this cube is the nondescript materials that we need. And based on the negative sign, I assume this is probably what they're talking about. Thankfully, this game was still designed for people like me who have a monkey brain, and you can actually just match the symbol to this symbol over here in the pile of boxes. Out of recognition for my new knowledge and as an act of gratitude, my citizens rewarded me with the very morbid reminder that some people would probably just be better off dead. I mean, at least if it meant there were less mouths to feed. But I detest this. No need to worry, Grandma. We're gonna get that wheat anytime now. I mean, sure, we did plant it 3 months ago and we haven't saved a single shred of wheat, but I'm sure it'll come around eventually. In the meantime, let's just focus on the good things, like the fact that Grandma might be saved. Word is that a family of seals appeared on the coast, which we might be able to use to stock up on food. However, seals aren't the only things that we're finding, since we also happen to uncover a dead body. Looks to be someone from the first game, reminding us of the old ways, where civilizations were ruled by order or by faith. And if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I like going the faith route, which is probably going to come in hand soon since I'm also deciding to go back on what I said and kill everyone's grandparents. On the bright side, I'll make sure they have a nice funeral, following the age-old tradition of burying them in motor oil. What a way to go out. No, Dad, no! Why are they burying you in motor oil? Shut up, son. It's what I would have wanted. Okay, before everyone starts throwing tomatoes at me, I did it for the good of the colony. I mean, look at this young lady's story. Granny's talking about blue skies, a hot sun, wearing no clothes? She was clearly delusional. It was only merciful to put her out of her misery. Okay. It seems like I still haven't convinced you all that what I did was a good thing. And that's because it wasn't. But I am willing to offer some hush money so we can all be quiet and act like it never happened. Meanwhile, the rest of the colony can rejoice in the fact that we're gonna get the food that we need before the storm comes. In fact, we got it months ahead of time, meaning that we had plenty of time to prepare, and when the storm did eventually come, we were set for life. And our reward for all of this hard work was the title card drop. That's right, this was just the tutorial, and we haven't even set foot in the real Frostpunk world yet. But it's clear that Frostpunk 2 is more than just a rushed out sequel, and has changed a lot. So I'm excited to keep on playing and see what else is new, and I hope all of you are too. For now, I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you have a good day.